Knitting or crocheting while you're traveling sounds like a dream come true for many of us. Imagine being on a plane, train, or bus, and instead of scrolling through your phone, you're creating something beautiful with yarn. Not only is knitting and crocheting a great way to relax, but it's also an excellent way to express your creativity on the go. First, plan your project wisely. One of my biggest challenges I faced was packing my supplies. It's easy to get carried away and pack every single knitting and crochet tool and yarn color imaginable, but that's not practical. When you're traveling, smaller is smarter. Choose lightweight projects that fit easy into a bag. Think like socks, hats, small scarves, or granny squares, which you will be able to assemble later. Avoid bulky yarns or big sweater unless you are okay with carrying half of your wardrobe in your backpack. I always recommend to choose patterns you already know or that don't require constant counting or chat checking. Travel isn't always the best time for complicated lace works or color works that demands full focus. Now let's talk tools, because not everything in your home setup travels well. For knitters, circular needles are your best friends. They're compact, cables keep your stitches from slipping, and you won't jab your seatmate with the long straight needles. For crochet lovers, opt for ergonomic hooks with covers or interchangeable sets that comes in small cases. In general, what tools you would need to take with you while traveling is the circular needles or the ergonomic hooks we just mentioned earlier. Also, you would need the small scissors or yarn snips with covered blades. So something really safe would be easy to go through the securities. The next one is stitch markers. It depends on your project if you actually need stitch markers, because when I work, sometimes I don't really bother with them. But if you do, think about it in advance. Then what I would suggest also is a mini measuring tape. Any measuring tapes wouldn't take much of your luggage. And the final is yarn needles with the caps. It's only important if you use not the circular needles mentioned before, but if you use the short needles with the wires. So make sure that you won't lose your work in the process. So make sure you have a caps. Security-wise, most airport allows knitting needles and crochet hooks, especially wooden or plastic ones. Metal is usually fine too, but I always double-check airlines rules before traveling. Number 3, keep it organized. Organization is a difference between a relaxing travel project and a tangled mess in your tote. I love using small drawstring or zipper project bags, ideally one per project. That way you can toss it into your carry-on and not worry about yarn and pulling everywhere. I also wind my yarn into cakes or balls before leaving home. It saves so much space and keep it tangle-free. Bonus tip. And I always bring extra stitch marker and a spare hook or needle, because somehow they always disappear mid-journey. Not always the case, but sometimes it happens. And if you use the knitting hook, let's say 3.5 millimeter, and you lost it, it could be difficult to carry on the project. Number 4 is portable, comfortable setup. Even if you're crafting on the go, try using a small pillow or armrest to support your wrists, or you can just wrap up your sweater to put under your wrists, especially on the longer trips. And don't forget the small cloth bag or lap towel. It keeps your yarn clean and stop it from rolling under airplane seats. However, usually this is where drawstring bag or zipper bag come in play, because you can just zip it up and protect your work from being spoiled. Number 5, mind your environment. When you're out in the public, buses, train, cafes, it's nice to be mindful of space. Keep your elbows in and be aware of your surroundings. It's also a great conversation starter. I've met so many lovely people who just wanted to ask what I was making. And if you're working outside, say at the beach or park, bring a light scarf or cloth to cover your project when you're not using it. It keeps the sun and sand and curious pets away. Where you're heading on a weekend getaway or a long adventure abroad, you can absolutely take your knitting or crochet with you. Keep it light, stay organized, and make the journey part of your creative process. Because when you craft on the go, every stitch becomes a little travel memory. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these tips, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more slow making inspiration. And tell me in the comments down below, what's your favorite travel project to knit or crochet? And see you in my next videos.